Roman Reigns confirms a massive WrestleMania 41 match, the best and worst of Bad Blood 2024. Paul Heyman and Jey Uso break silence on Jimmy Uso reuniting with Roman Reigns. Triple H was forced into making a last-minute WWE appearance because Cody Rhodes couldn't make it. CM Punk gets a new name after a brutal Bad Blood Hell in a Cell match. Nick Aldis cancels a planned WWE title match. Drew McIntyre suffered a legitimate injury at Bad Blood. Triple H addresses The Rock's WWE return. The Rock sends a message after interrupting Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes at Bad Blood. Let's dive right in. The best and worst of Bad Blood 2024. Bad Blood 2024 was a real mixed bag of a premium live event. While the show started and ended with a bang, there was a lot to be desired. Unfortunately, WWE got quite a few things wrong at Bad Blood. So let's take a look at how the show went. And while reviewing it, there's no better place to start than the ending. Number 1. Best. The final boss is back at the end of Bad Blood. Not only did Jimmy Uso return during the main event of Bad Blood, but The Rock is back too. The final boss returned after Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns defeated Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. All he did was stare at the baby faces in the ring while raising his eyebrow and counting to 3. It might be confusing for now, but there's something scary about The Rock. He might be coming for Rhodes and Reigns both, but what if the final boss is mad at Solo? There are a lot of possibilities moving forward as Survivor Series approaches. WWE could be building to something special here, but will The Rock wrestle inside War Games? It remains to be seen. Number 2. Best Worst. Triple H's historic announcement turns into a brawl. At the start of Bad Blood, WWE hyped up a historic announcement from Triple H. It turned out to be the new annual concept for Crown Jewel. The men's and women's world champions will face each other at the event, with the brand new Crown Jewel Championship on the line. It is basically a rehash of the Champion Versus Champion gimmick from Survivor Series a few years ago. This means 2 world champions will unnecessarily get pinned at Crown Jewel. That isn't ideal. Had the segment ended with the announcement, it would have been a flop. However, Gunther saved the day. He came to the ring and immediately called out Goldberg, whose family was sitting in the front row. This led to the WWE Hall of Famer attempting to enter the ring, only for Sami Zayn to attack the ring general from behind. The two brawled ahead of their World Heavyweight Championship match. It was electric, as was the mini confrontation between Gunther and Goldberg. At least nobody got speared. Number 3. Worst. A Judgment Day mess at Bad Blood. Bad Blood was not a good night for the Judgment Day. For starters, Finn Balor lost to Damian Priest despite getting help from JD McDonough and Carlito. That was followed by a confusing mess. While Liv Morgan had a great showing against Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio's shark cage shenanigans stole the spotlight. Mommy was so distracted by him that she didn't see Raquel Rodriguez coming. Unfortunately, Rodriguez botched her return. Despite the bell ringing for a disqualification, she put Morgan on top of Ripley, a weak ending to a solid match, and one that may have ruined the new Judgment Day's reputation. This also means that Rhea Ripley's feud with Liv Morgan is not over following Bad Blood. Number 4. Best. CM Punk goes to hell and back. The biggest positive from Bad Blood came at the start, as CM Punk and Drew McIntyre destroyed each other inside Hell in a Cell. Their match brought back the grittiness, violence, and blood that made the Cell the most feared structure in WWE history. It was worthy of ending their 8-month-long feud, as Punk and McIntyre both wore crimson masks. The finish was brutal too, as the Scottish Warrior landed back first onto plastic beads, a callback to the bracelet he stole. CM Punk won the match after hitting a chain-assisted GTS. The Second City Saint was so spent afterwards that he collapsed on his way to the back before being given an oxygen mask. That's what it took to finally end things with Drew McIntyre after all the bad blood between the two. Paul Heyman and Jey Uso break silence on Jimmy Uso reuniting with Roman Reigns. Reactions have been pouring in ever since Jimmy Uso made his stunning WWE return at Bad Blood 2024, where he reunited with Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman is the latest in line to share his excitement over the shocking development. Jimmy had been speculated to make his return over the last few weeks after being kicked out of the bloodline by Solo Sikoa following WrestleMania 40. The 39-year-old star finally showed up during the main event of Bad Blood 2024, which saw Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes pitted against Sikoa and Jacob Fatu in a tag team match. Jimmy took out Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa at the ringside, thus allowing the original tribal chief to hit Solo with a brutal spear for the victory. Following this, Jimmy and Reigns hugged it out in the ring, thus establishing their union once again. Paul Heyman, who had been closely associated with Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso since the early days of the Bloodline, has now reacted to the reunion. The WWE Hall of Famer took to his Instagram stories to share the clip of the major angle. Jey also took to his Instagram story to react to his brother's return. The WWE Intercontinental Champion, who was in the skybox throughout the show, was surprised after Jimmy returned return to help Reigns and Rhodes. The Usos were among the original members of the Bloodline. In 2023, the multi-time tag team champions quit the faction after Jimmy Uso's betrayal. This led to a Bloodline civil war between the twins and Reigns and Sikoa. Eventually, Jimmy Uso betrayed his brother Jey Uso, leading to the latter's exit from SmackDown and the former's return to the Bloodline. It remains to be seen whether Jey reunites with the OG Bloodline. Triple H was forced into making a last-minute WWE appearance because Cody Rhodes couldn't make it. In the main event of WWE Bad Blood 2024, Cody Rhodes teamed up with Roman Reigns to take on their common enemies, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, in a tag team bout. To secure the win for his team, the American Nightmare sacrificed himself by putting Fatu through the table and damaging himself in the process. Despite Cody taking out Jacob Fatu, the original tribal chief was outnumbered by the Bloodline, as Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa interrupted during the match to help their tribal chief, Solo Sikoa. However, in a shocking turn of events, a man wearing a hoodie took out the Tongans with devastating super kicks. That would be Jimmy Uso. After the 39-year-old star took out the reigning WWE Tag Team Champions, Reigns hit Solo with a spear and pinned him to win the match. Following the incredible win, Cody Rhodes looked pretty banged up after an intense match. During the Bad Blood 2024 post-show press conference, Triple H showed up and revealed that the American Nightmare could not make it and that he was out in his place. "Sorry, I wasn't quite ready backstage. Cody couldn't make it tonight," Triple H said. After the show went off air, Kevin Owens finally snapped and launched an attack on Cody Rhodes in the parking lot. For weeks, the Stamford-based company was building the potential face turn of the prize fighter. The American Nightmare teaming up with Roman Reigns was the reason why KO was not very pleased with the former's decision. Another massive shocker during Bad Blood 2024 was The Rock's much-anticipated comeback. The final boss was last seen on WWE television on the Fallout episode of Raw after WrestleMania 40, where he promised Cody that he would come back to continue their rivalry. It will be interesting to see how things unfold on Friday Night SmackDown. As Kevin Owens has turned against Cody Rhodes, the reunion of the original Bloodline has seemingly begun, and The Rock has finally come back. CM Punk gets a new name after a brutal Bad Blood Hell in a Cell match. CM Punk collided with Drew McIntyre in one of the most brutal Hell in a Cell matches in WWE history at Bad Blood. Michael Cole gave him a new nickname after the bout. The feud between the two stars began a long time ago, and it finally culminated at the latest premium live event. It was a very personal rivalry, as the two stars convinced the whole world that they legitimately hated each other. The Scottish Warrior would have been world champion if it wasn't for the voice of the voiceless, while the latter could have had a match at WrestleMania if the former didn't injure him at the Royal Rumble. The two stars did exactly what they said they would do, as they made each other bleed profusely. They were both covered in a crimson mask. CM Punk shoved a handful of beads into Drew McIntyre's mouth and hit him with a GTS using his knee that was wrapped with a chain. He won the bout via pinfall. After the match, Michael Cole gave CM Punk a new nickname on commentary. He said, "Tonight, the Second City Saint is the Second City Devil. If their rivalry is indeed over, it'll be interesting to see what they do next." Nick Aldis cancels a planned WWE title match. AJ Styles' sudden injury on Friday Night SmackDown has caused a lot of concern, especially with Nick Aldis. The Blue Brand's general manager had to shift his focus from the show to the Phenomenal One, following his match against Carmelo Hayes. The stipulation was that if Hayes defeated Styles, he'd earn a shot at the United States Championship. Of course, the WWE legend went down with an ankle injury, gifting Melo the win via referee stoppage. LA Knight attacked him after the match, seemingly confirming their upcoming title match. However, Nick Aldis has other ideas. During a backstage segment, he refused to give Carmelo Hayes the U.S. title match due to the manner of his win. The general manager then refused to discuss the matter further, stating that he had to go and check on AJ Styles. Aldis did say that he would make time to speak with Hayes on next Friday's edition of SmackDown. So there's a chance that the former NXT champion will indeed get his shot against LA Knight. It remains to be seen where Andrade fits into this situation as well. As for AJ Styles, things aren't looking good for him. He left SmackDown on crutches, and the latest update stated that his ankle was getting checked at the hospital. Drew McIntyre suffered a legitimate injury at Bad Blood. WWE. Bad Blood was an enthralling event with top stars from Raw and SmackDown putting it all on the line to entertain fans. However, as per a recent report, one of the talents suffered a legitimate injury at the show and required 16 staples. Drew McIntyre, who opened the show with a Hell in a Cell match against CM Punk. The duo has been involved in a heated rivalry for several months and got a chance to settle the score inside the Hell in a Cell structure. Both men took each other to their limits in a gruesome match, with the best in the world finally coming out on top. PBU Insider has now reported that Drew McIntyre suffered a legitimate injury at WWE Bad Blood, as he was busted open when CM Punk bashed him with a metal toolbox. According to the report, the Scottish Warrior is pretty banged up after the match and required 16 staples to close the wound. Drew McIntyre had one of the best trilogies of all time against CM Punk. While the Scottish Warrior may have suffered an injury during their Hell in a Cell match at WWE Bad Blood, it is not likely to keep him out of action for a long time, begging the question. What's next for the former World Heavyweight Champion? While CM Punk is likely to move on to a feud with Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, there is no clear direction for Drew McIntyre. The Scottish Warrior could take some time off to refocus and return to set up a new feud. McIntyre also chased the world title for a while after losing the gold within 5 minutes of capturing it at WrestleMania 40. However, CM Punk cost him the chance to recapture the title on multiple occasions. With the feud between the two finally over, the former WWE Champion could once again set his sights on the gold. However, he may have to wait as Sami Zayn and CM Punk are in line before him. Triple H addresses the Rocks WWE return. WWE Bad Blood 2024 Premium Live event ended with the much-anticipated comeback of The Rock. The final boss appeared during the closing moments of the show when Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes had a slight face-off, while the original Tribal Chief was handing the undisputed WWE Championship back to the American Nightmare. The Brahma Bull has not been seen on WWE television since the Fallout episode of Raw after WrestleMania 40. Many fans and pundits predicted that The Rock might return next year before the show of shows. However, everyone was left shocked when the final boss showed up tonight. During the post-show press conference, WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H reacted to The Rock's comeback and shared some kind words about the latter's return and his commitment to the Stamford-based promotion. The game expressed that the professional wrestling business is in the Great One's DNA. The King of Kings also mentioned that whenever the People's Champion has time to contribute, he always shows up, and the former is thankful for it. I thought it's amazing the return of Jimmy Uso, and then The Rock showing up. You have to be the biggest superstar in the world to be able to hit your music, walk out, blow the roof off the place, and I am out. It's epic. I'm thankful to him with everything he has got going on in his career and his life. He has never looked away from what brought him to the dance and what his roots are. It's in his DNA, it is in his blood, it is who he is. Anytime we are at a place where he can take that 30 seconds from his incredible schedule to come back and feel that electricity that you can only get in WWE, he does it. I am thrilled for it and thankful for him, Triple H said. It will be intriguing to see what plans the Stamford-based promotion has for the final boss moving forward, especially regarding a potential match against either Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes. The Rock sends a message after interrupting Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes at Bad Blood. WWE legend The Rock has sent a stern message after his massive return at Bad Blood 2024. He made his return at the end of the PLE and received a loud pop from the fans in attendance. The final boss is finally back in WWE, following a lengthy hiatus following WrestleMania 40. He went on a break after the show, where he failed to help Roman Reigns defeat Cody Rhodes in the main event. He later hinted that he was coming for the American Nightmare. Tonight, The Rock made his big return at the end of Bad Blood 2024. He also did an Instagram live chronicling the key moments of his return. He has now shared the video on his official X/Twitter handle with a 3-word message: Final Boss Engaged. At WrestleMania 40 Night 1, the final boss pinned Cody Rhodes in a blockbuster tag team match. At Night 2, he did everything he could to make sure Roman Reigns left with his head held high, but failed in the end. The Undertaker took him out during the final moments of the bout. Mere seconds later, Cody pinned Reigns to win the undisputed WWE title. It remains to be seen what the Brahma Bull has in mind for the future of the Bloodline. Roman Reigns confirms a massive WrestleMania 41 match. After WWE Bad Blood, Roman Reigns teased challenging Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. The duo defeated Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu in the main event of the Premium Live event. At WrestleMania 40, Rhodes defeated Reigns to win the undisputed WWE title. With the win, the American Nightmare ended his long-term rival's historic title reign and won his first world championship in WWE. Following the Bad Blood main event, Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso saved Cody Rhodes from the Bloodline. The OTC proceeded to lift the undisputed WWE Championship before handing it to the reigning champion, teasing a match for WrestleMania 41. Leading up to the Bad Blood Premium Live event, Reigns hinted at challenging Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship after teaming up at Bad Blood. However, things took an interesting turn with The Rock's return at the closing stages of the show. The final boss had a stare-down with Reigns and Rhodes, possibly teasing a triple threat match between all three superstars. After WrestleMania 40, The Rock confronted Rhodes on the Raw after Mania and teased challenging him for the undisputed WWE Championship. It remains to be seen which direction WWE is headed in terms of the undisputed WWE Championship picture.